What was your goal?
Well, there was, to be honest, there was no goal. It was an exploration. So when I guess if I were to say that there were a goal, the goal would be to learn something. I initially wanted to understand why people had the curiosity. Because everyone would just say, oh, I'm just curious, it's innocent curiosity, but why are you curious? And for so long, I've been having that conversation just with other Black women who have the same issue. So I wanted to use this as an opportunity to hear the other side. That didn't actually happen. We got a little bit of it, but we heard more of our side. And I heard more of how other people feel about it and other people's experience with this particular issue, because everyone has a different kind of encounter. The ones that are touched without permission, that's intense. I luckily haven't experienced that. I usually get asked. So it's just been interesting to see the various levels of the conversation, as well as how people respond to it.
People of multi-ethnic backgrounds came up to me. A white woman came up to me, and a white woman that you would never, ever think would have biracial children came up to me, and she was like, this is my daughter. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, she's like, I don't know what to do with her hair. So to me, it was kind of like being back in my childhood and just being able to tell someone, well, this is the best way to do, embrace it, do this, do that. So to me, it was more of help. It was more of, projecting myself back to my childhood and explaining and helping someone out that normally wouldn't know what to do with a biracial child's hair.
And we've been so policed, and our bodies have been so policed, and our sense of expression has been so policed, and why I think our hair, back to your question, why our hair, why it's so sensitive, is because it is one of those free spaces where we were able to express ourselves and our creativity, whether it is political or whether we just think it's cute, or this is our space. And when you've been rendered invisible or a menace, because that's kind of how a lot of it has been placed, that you're either not there or you're a menace. So you enter the world differently, and it happens a lot in clubs. Right? Apart, like especially in mixed spaces, and people had a few cocktails. Oh, it's so cute, y'all have. And it's like it's weird. It is kind of the same as doesn't it happen a lot in the club? I mean, it does happen on the street, but the actual going in is when some of those boundaries are taken away. And I remember, because my hair's been like this since 1990, and it's because I became pregnant, and there are no FDA regulations around relaxers. So my doctor couldn't tell me whether I would experience any neurological damage as a result of, because I used to run a relaxer through my hair because it was textured. It was like I wanted texturizer. So I never made my hair run straight, but I said 90, y'all. So to think, activated. But there's no research. That means that we didn't matter. That's what it meant to me, because my doctor had tons around bleaching and permanents, which were when white women wanted curly hair and they put them in those rods. Tons of research, none for us.